What's up, Heat Seekers? My name is Joe Otis from joeislit.com, and welcome to today's edition of Lit Picks. It is week 6 in the NFL season. I beat Mike's ass again for the second week in a row last week. Both of us weren't able to hit our mega parlays, but we're still waiting for that to happen this season. But it feels damn good to win 2 weeks in a row. I don't think I can be stopped right now. All you guys want to listen to my picks, you got some Lit Picks coming out tonight. Stick around and listen. And then I'm going to bring right now in my co-host, the one and only Mike Costello. Mike, how you doing?
I don't know. I'm really confused at what you were doing in the beginning of the show. I have no idea what you were just doing with your hands. So I decided that I was going to do my own thing with the thumbs up. So
I was getting fired up, man.
Okay, yeah, I'm not fired up. I think last week might have been the worst week ever. I think I won maybe 3 games. It was bad. I'm having a bad season. I think I did well on like week 3 and that was it. So I'm really hoping that this week turns things around.
I think you make pretty much way too many safe picks. I don't know why you don't try to go for any hot dogs or underdogs. Everything is always safe with you.
Yeah, I'm right with I've been perfect with the hot dogs. I just I don't know. The other stuff stinks. So
New Jack to start. That's right. Rest in peace, New Jack.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Lit Picks for week 6 in the NFL. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get into the rules. If you pick the underdog outright, it's 3.5 points. If you pick the underdog outright that is 3.5 points or up, you get 4 points. If you pick the underdog outright that is 3 points and less, you get 3 points. If you pick the over/under or the spread, you get 2 points. If you pick the favorite, you get 1 point. And at the end of the show, we go through our mega parlays where with mega parlays, it's a 4-team parlay, has to be plus 600 odds or over. Whoever has the higher odds, if they both hit, wins and they get the points. But basically that's where long shots are happening. So you could be down by 5 points, hit your mega parlay and win. It happened to Mike last year. So, all right, let's get into it. All right. Our first game, I'm going to get this banner up. Woo! First game
That's lit.
is the Miami Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're live again from London at 9:30 a.m. from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's going to be 62 degrees and mostly cloudy in London. For this game, I mean, the Jaguars can only be so bad. So, I mean, I think at one point they actually have to win one game, and I'm really not impressed with what Jacoby Brissett has been showing. Got stopped by the Buccaneers last week. I'm going to make my hot dog pick, one of my hot dog picks. I'm taking the Jaguars on the money line at plus 135. They're a low underdog. And I think that it's not that the Dolphins aren't looking like the world beaters this year at all. It looks like they regressed a little bit, and it's probably because of the injury to Tua. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, so I mean, Miami's they've been struggling this year, but they're still a good team. I still have that confidence in them. Tua's back this week. I think that's going to be huge for them. I think this is the last game. I think before Urban gets on that plane back to the United States, they're going to give him his release because they have a bye next week, and I think this will be his last game. I don't think he wins a game. I think this is it. I think Miami wins this game, laying the points.
And that would be truly embarrassing for Urban Meyer, who was a college coaching legend, to not even have any type of wins in the NFL, and probably run with his tails between his legs back to college, back to USC. Some people think that it might not be USC, it could be LSU. Maybe Coach O gets fired soon, and he goes back to LSU and hopefully tries to turn on that program. But I mean, Urban Meyer didn't seem like he was focused in the NFL. He just probably used to having everything happen to him in his favor, where he can win 9 to 10 games a year and go to a bowl game. But that's not.
I think it caught him by surprise. I don't think he realized that it was going to be this difficult. I think that it kind of caught him by surprise. And he's like, yeah, every team's really, really good. So yeah, I mean, I think he'll go to college and he'll do well. But this just, sometimes it's not cut out for some people.
All right, let's go to our fans' questions. What's worse, Mike's picks or Nick Sirianni's play calling? What do you think?
I mean, there's no question about it. It's definitely my picks. I mean, his play calling it's phenomenal. I mean, it can't be topped. I mean, just blaming the quarterback for running RPOs and not being able to run the football, and stating that the pass interference call, he coached them to do that. So continuously keep coaching them to do pass interference calls. Tremendous job. I mean, definitely my picks.
Kaz's picks are safe, unlike his lunch meat in the fridge.
All right. With Mayo.
Dolphins are poorly coached. Miami isn't so well coached this year, but they still beat the Jags. Probably.
It did take it took everything off of him.
Finn should have sold the farm for Watson, perhaps. Meyer power rankings: 1, Andy, 2, Urban. Worst decision: Urban Meyer coaching in the pros or Pope Urban calling for the first crusade? It's a history question.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike, for that one?
Well, there was there was like 50 other crusades after that. So
all right, so on to our next game. It is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Washington football team, live from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. It's going to be very, very clear weather. Weather's been great the last 2 weeks, so got to hand it to God for that. Thank you. For this game, I'm going to take – I see a Chiefs defense that has not been very well this year, and a Washington football team defense that should be good. They have a lot of guys up front. When you think about Chase Young, they just have not been impressive on the football team's defense the last few weeks. So I think that the Chiefs can score 30 points to them with ease. So 54 points, I realize that's a pretty high number. So with that, I'm going to go with the over, though. I'm taking the over 54 because I think the Chiefs can put at least 30 up. And I think that the football team can put up a lot of points as well against this horrible Chiefs defense. What do you think?
Everybody's taking that. Everybody you listen to, they're taking the over in this game. If you look at it, obviously, the Washington can put up 20-some points. The Chiefs can put up. I mean, every single thing I've listened to, everybody's taking this over. And I definitely think it can easily hit. But I'm taking the Chiefs laying the points here. I mean, if they lose this game, they're in trouble. I mean, if you really look at that division, like they're in trouble. So 6.5 is a lot. I don't really like that. I do think Washington comes to play. I don't know what's wrong with their defense. Like I have no idea what's wrong with their defense. But I think the Chiefs do lay this, but I do think that the over is a safe bet too.
Somebody's in deep trouble, and it'll be the Chiefs, especially with that Chargers where they're performing. Hey, crowd, I have a question for the audience. How does my audio sound? Does it sound good? Or does it sound low like it normally does?
I think it sounds fine now. Let's hope I can make it this whole entire. I've been cut off early last time.
Chiefs will tap that ass. Chiefs can't lose this game, which I agree. Pat says it sounds fine. All right, good. Because there was times where I noticed that my audio was it was very low compared to Mike's. Mike's was really nice and clear, and I realized that I had an issue with my microphone here.
That's probably because I knew it was going to boot me off in about 10 minutes. So,
look at this glare. We're gonna get some more light in my room here.
You really do. You look. Oh, there's the window outside. How many of those books have you actually read in the back there?
Windows open in the house. Right?
How many of those books have you actually read in the back there? Are they just for looks?
What's that?
How many of those books, on estimate, percentage-wise, how many you actually read those?
0.25%.
All right.
They're mostly my wife's books, but I have a couple. I have like The Walking Dead.
You just look at the pictures.
Of course. Comic books there. It's great.
And I just color in the pictures, so,
It's a graphic novel that I enjoy reading. All right, next game is the Los Angeles Rams at the New York Giants, live from the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Once again, more clear weather, which I think will definitely help out the Rams in this situation. The Rams are my survivor pool pick for this week. I'm taking them -9. I expect them to blow out the Giants. The Giants, it was a close game for a little bit last week, but the Cowboys pulled ahead, and I think that the Rams are going to outclass the Giants at home. And most people talk about the flight from the West Coast to the East Coast that it throws teams off. I don't agree with that as much this week because the Rams are that good. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that this there's something weird about this. Jones is back. I'm shocked, but he's back. I just think that somehow the Giants are going to do this backdoor cover. They're going to be down by like 16, and they're just going to score. And it might be a push here at 9. So I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to stick with it. And I think that New York's going to cover this game with a backdoor cover somehow.
Backdoor cover. 9 points is a lot of points.
Exactly, and this is a perfect fit for it.
2 scores. The Giants are getting it, but I just feel that the Rams are that good that I can take them, see them beating the Giants down, winning by 20 points. All right, let's see what our audience has to say. Joe hasn't colored all those books in yet. Correct.
I actually referenced myself for that one.
Rams never travel well, but the Giants aren't good. And we got a trivia question. What celebrity did we see on your cross-country flight from Vegas? We saw Sal Palantonio.
That's right. Yep, in the back of the plane. Yep.
He agrees with Kaz. Bob's on your side.
I think that's a lot of points. I think you're going to cover here.
All right, on to our next game. It is the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears from Soldier Field. It'll be a little chillier than most games this week at 59 degrees. And with that being said, I am looking at these two teams, and the Packers, everyone's probably picking the Packers to blow out the Bears this week. I wasn't that impressed with how the Bears looked last week against the Raiders. I think people were expecting Fields to be a lot better than how he is with how he looked in the preseason. But with that being said, I can see the Packers winning this game like 30-10. I'm going to take the under, which is 44. I think a lot of people will probably be picking the over in this one because 44 does not seem like a lot of good points, but I'm taking the under. What do you think?
Everybody has the under. The under is pretty popular, actually. I think it's popular with the with a lot of the public. I think it's pretty popular with, especially hearing the Bears defense, which isn't really the typical Bears defense that we think of. All right, there you go. Well, Parch, you're showing that again. He's repping it for 2 weeks in a row now.
I just get an endorsement deal from these people over here. Well, I think. Yeah, I think all those nice little messages that your wives probably have. Look, good morning. You've got it.
There you go.
That's it. Keep drinking. No excuses.
Very inspirational. Sounds like my diet, and I just keep failing at that. But yeah, I know. I think a lot of people do have the under here, and it's like because they still hear the Bears and they still think that like this Bears is like this ultimate defense, and it really hasn't panned out that way. But I don't know. Like I had no clue about this game. I was going to go with the under, and then I was just like, I'm just going to go with Aaron and just go with the minus and lay in the 6. I have no idea. This is a perfect tease, like a perfect game to just tease. Like you just take it down to straight up because I don't know. I have no clue with this one. I was going with the Bears, and I was going with the Pack. I was going the under. I took the Pack -6, so it's a loser.
I think sometimes when you're picking games and you're picking over unders, it's good not to overthink things.
I know.
Because I'm thinking to myself, if the public likes the under, you got to go with the over, So that's how I feel. This week, I'm going to just go with my gut. What my gut instinct says. So
I mean, I can see it too, though. I mean, like if you map it out, like you have it correct. Like, are the Bears really going to score 20 points? Probably not. So that means that the Packers have to score 30. So I don't think it's going to be a 30-12 game. So I think you're on the right end of that.
Packers look kind of flat last week. I agree with that. But I think that they're a lot better than the Bears, and I think that they're going to show it when they beat them this week. But I think they're going to
be right back.
Mike, where'd you go?
I'll be right back.
All right. We're going to hide his mic just in case, he's in the background. Anybody have any questions for me?
Sorry, I said I was going to be right back. I had to, get myself a nice little tasty cake.
You're back. All right, so Mike's got a tasty cake now, so he's going to fuel and get some sugar there. So let's move on to the next game, which is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens, live from M&T Bank Stadium, where the Ravens are coming off of a impressive win over the Indianapolis Colts when they were dead to rights there, and then Lamar Jackson just led them back. He did exactly what the experts said he doesn't do well, and he threw the ball. He threw for 350 yards. He did a fantastic job, and I can see him keeping that momentum this week. I think the Chargers had a very big emotional win last week over the Browns that was kind of on a BS pass interference call that really probably shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to take the karma coming from the football gods. I'm taking the Ravens laying 2.5. What do you think? Hold on a second.
This is Baltimore.
I got you.
Okay, it was muted. Yeah. So I think that the right side of this is Baltimore, but the way that game ended, I mean, that was it Sunday night? Monday night? Sunday night. Which one was it?
Which game?
Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
That was the Monday night game. Short week for them. To come back and win that, I think that's a lot. And that's why I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take the Chargers straight up. They're a really well-coached team. That guy, I mean, I wish the Eagles would have gotten Stanley because I think he's a really good coach, and I think he realized, and at that time, and he's like, no, I'm not going to Philly and doing that. I'm going to stay here and take over this team, and they have potential to go all the way. So I'm taking them here straight up. I think it's a good spot for them, especially after the Monday night short week there for Baltimore. But what is Lamar Jackson passing wise in the league? He's like has to be top 5, right?
I would think so.
Like he's awesome. I don't know what to say.
I mean, when you think about the Chargers, it's got to be a difference in the coaching there because they had a different coach, Anthony Lynn, last year.
Yeah.
And most of the players are the same ingredients, and they're just that much better this year.
I also think that the problem with this game, too, is that the way to beat the Chargers is to run the ball. And Baltimore, with their line, they're not the same running team that they used to be. And I think that's gonna hurt them a little bit.
Mike went to get a Devil's Dog.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
And Chargers, too. All right, let's go on to our next game, Mike. It is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Detroit Lions. Speaking of rookie coaches here, when I watched the Lions last week, they lost that horrible game to the Vikings where it came down where they took the lead at the end there and lost to a Greg Joseph field goal at the end there, and it was a very emotional time for Dan Campbell. And I got to say, I'm really impressed with how the Lions, even though they're not the best team on paper, how hard they play for their coach and how emotionally he takes it. He really cares. With that being said, they have to win one game eventually. I'm going to say they take the Lions in the money line at plus 160. They're high underdog this week. I'm hoping that they can beat the Bengals, coming off a game last week where they were against the Packers, where they were just basically trying to play hot potato with who wants the game against the Packers. Like no one would go for the game for the taking. And I think the Lions, I think they're going to come off hot from last week, motivated to want to make good for their coach. And I say they're going to upset the Bengals. What do you think?
So I in the middle of the week, I was taking the Lions win in this game. And then I started thinking more about it. And then I was just like, yeah, they're due to win. I just don't think they win right now. This game I was going back and forth with, looking at Cincy laying the points, looking at Detroit winning the game straight up. I don't think I went with any of that. What did I do here? I think I took the under. Right?
Took the under, yes.
I did. So I took the under here, and my rationale behind that is terrible, but I get good. Like Cincy's defense is pretty good. And I think it's kind of deceiving. And, you're looking at it and they're banged up. I mean, there's no question about it. They're banged up. Do I see them scoring 20 points and Cincy scoring 30? I don't. So I think Detroit maybe scores 10 to 17 and Cincy scores 27. Therefore, I hit the under. So I'm taking that.
All right. See, the Lions lose and Dan Campbell will cry again. That's what Pat says. Bengals will win easy. If Lions don't win this game, I'm afraid the first one will come versus the Eagles. That's actually what I'm afraid of too.
Let's hope it happens.
All right. Our next game is the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Another indoor game under a roof. With that being said, I'm really surprised about the over-under in this one. I mean, I'm surprised with how low it is, being that I think these two teams have the ability to score points. I think the Texans are playing much better than everybody expected them to play this year. They should have beaten the Patriots last week at home. I'm surprised they didn't. That would have been a really good hot dog pick, but I didn't do it. I just went with the 10 points last week, which was a lot. Thankfully, I won. But with that being said, I think they're both going to score combined over 43.5 points. I think they should score at least 50 points. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think in Monday night too, I think they lost their corner. So the Colts are just decimated in the secondary. This is a big Cooks week. If you want, take the prop on Cooks because I think he's going to have a big week. I think 10's too much though. I don't think that, like I said, like I've been down on Indy. Our first thing I said, Indy was going to be an under team. 8.5 I thought was too big. And even last week I said the same exact thing. I think they do win this one, but I think that 10's too much. I think the Texans are going to keep this one closer.
All right. Short week from the Colts. They win in an ugly one. Colts will destroy them. All right. Next game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers. It's the live from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. This is like the exact same game as last week, except for a substitute the Vikings and the Eagles, because the Panthers did have a game last week in the early hour. So with that being said, I think that I think the Panthers really, maybe they're frauds. I mean, they started 3-0 and they lost the last two games. I think this is going to be a close game, actually, and it may come down to a field goal. But with that being said, I like the Vikings here. I think the Vikings, they have 2 wins, but I think they're gonna run the ball down the Panthers' throat. I can see Dalvin Cook having a big game here. I like what they have on offense more than what the Panthers have on defense. So I'm taking the Vikings -2.5. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings are definitely a better team than people think they are. They should have won a couple more games than what they had. And, you still look at the Panthers, they haven't played anybody, and, they are who they are. Yet, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them. I was going to take them straight up, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the points. I could see this being a 1 or 2 point game. I like the under here for some reason. I think Carolina's defense is better than people think it is, and I think Minnesota can get at the quarterback too. So I think that this could play for that like kind of low scoring game, but I just keep sticking with the Panthers because that's what I do.
All right. Stay away from this game.
I mean, I kind of agree.
I think the Vikings take this one. Darnold is regressing. Here's the hammer. Panthers don't lose 3 in a row. Son, you're regressing. All right, next game is the 4 o'clock hour we're moving to with the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cleveland Browns. I think this is the game of the week. This is the game I'm really excited to see. The Browns, they lost a heartbreaker last week in Los Angeles against the Chargers. They are going to be missing Nick Chubb on this game. It looks like that. Looks like they're going to have one-man show with Hunt running the ball in the backfield for the Browns. I think Baker Mayfield, his shoulder didn't look as bad as we thought it was. He had a great game last week. That being said, I'm taking the Browns -3. I think they have to have a big win at some point in the season. This is going to be that big win. They're going to beat the Cardinals. The Miami Dolphins are going to 1972. We're going to pop that champagne. They're losing. Back at Browns -3. What do you think?
I was excited for this game, and I was all about the Browns, and I was taking them the whole entire way. And then I said that Chubb was out, and then I was excited. I was like, okay, I'm going with Arizona, and now I found out that Kingsbury's out. So I'm like, I was excited about this game, and now I'm not so excited about this game because that's 2 huge pieces that are gone. I have no idea what's going to happen in this. I was actually going to take the under. I think I took Arizona because this is before the news broke. So I just told you right before the show when we were there, and I said, yeah, he's out. I have no idea where I want to go with this, but let me just stick with it. It's for 3 points, so I'll take Arizona on the money line, keeping them going undefeated. I was in the Browns all week until I found out that Chubb was out. I don't know. I'm staying away from this game, though. That's for sure.
But does he make that much of a difference?
I mean, he's the signal caller. So, I mean, yes and no. I just think that I think they said that Vance is going to take some of the head coaching duties. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with them. The Chubb thing really is the big thing for me. Like, Hunt's good, but even when Chubb was out, Hunt didn't get the full workload. They're going to throw somebody in there for 30% of the snaps, and and that loses my confidence because the way to beat Arizona is to run the ball against them. And I know Chandler Jones is out, so I'm staying away from this game.
Kareem Hunt is definitely a guy you want to start in fantasy this week, though.
He's been great. If you're in fantasy, I would trade him now while his value is the highest it possibly is, because there's no way I think this is going to continue. And like I said, I don't think he's going to get the full workload. He never did last year. I don't see him getting that full workload again.
Rose will be in attendance. Browns win.
All right.
Kingsbury has COVID, and Browns win. All right. On to our next game, which is the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New England Patriots from Foxboro Stadium. I think the Patriots really they're not impressing me at all this year. I thought that they could have taken over from the Bills in the AFC East, reclaimed their crown. But that being said, I think Mac Jones maybe has some growing pains going on. I think 50 right now I think it's a low amount especially for the Cowboys. I expect the Cowboys to put up at least 30. I think they're going to win the game, the Cowboys, but I can see it going something like 30-25, maybe 35-30. Should be a little close there, but I'm going to take the over on this one, which is 50. What do you think?
So I think we strongly differ with this one because I looked at it and I said, is New England going to score 20 points? They haven't yet. And look who they've played. So what makes us think that they're going to do it against Dallas? Do I think Dallas is going to take 30? I think New England's defense is better than people think they are. They struggled last week, but, it was just a one-man thing. I'm taking the under here. This is a game that I'm actually very confident with. I don't think it's going to go over this. I don't think they're going to hit it that high, so I'm taking under.
But this could be one of those games where, the gambling gods want you to take the under, which makes the most sense. So maybe you got to go with the over and go with the opposite of what you're thinking. Pat likes the over. Arizona called Nick Sirianni for a game plan. He said throw swing. That's pretty funny. The Patriots solved the Cowboys puzzle. Guys, do you think Mac Jones has been an effective quarterback for the Pats? Then that's pretty funny. More creative offense, New England or the Spartans? Who do you think, Mike?
I mean, I think New England's averaged 17 points a game, so we got to go with them.
All right, next game is the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos from Mile High Field. Denver's kind of been hasn't been as great as you thought they were going to be. We thought that you thought they were going to run away with the division.
Injuries.
You love the Broncos. You were on them this entire start of the season. Thought they could have been that black horse team to win it. That being said, I like the Broncos in this game. I think the Raiders are going to be a mess here for at least the next few weeks. I can see the Eagles coming in and beating them next week. There's definitely a scandal going on. I have no idea who this coach is that's taking over for Gruden. I like the Broncos winning at home, laying the points. What do you think?
I like this too. And to be fair, I haven't actually watched the Spartan offense yet, so I guess I'll have to go out during the turkey game and see it in full force. Hopefully it's going to be a warm 80-degree day during that game. That would be nice. I don't remember who I took here. I think I took Denver because I'm just sticking with them. Yeah, I think there's still a lot of stuff going on, regarding the Raiders, obviously, with what's been going down. And I think the Raiders bounce out of it next week when they beat the Eagles. So I'm taking Denver here. The 4.5, I didn't know, it's just like, I have no idea what to do there, so I'm just going to take Denver. I just think they win. But
it is a divisional matchup. It could go to be like a field goal.
It could go either way. So I just don't know. Yeah, but I just think Denver is good enough. I still think they're battled with injuries, but I'm going to take them here.
Okay. Let's see. Raiders will win. Interim coaches were 3-0 last year in first games. Mike is a Denver fanboy.
I am. I love Denver. They're
Did
hurt.
you like Denver back when we were young? Did you have like a Denver Shannon Sharp jersey?
I mean, I was a tight end. I like tight ends.
This is before you played football, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Spartans average 17.4. All right, next game is our Sunday night football game. I feel like this game is
we'll see them during the turkey day.
I think this game's a waste, unfortunately. I think this is something where the executives wanted to probably have flexed out. We have the Seattle Seahawks without Russell Wilson, with Geno Smith going in there against Ben Roethlisberger, who looks like an old man throwing the ball back there without a leg. I mean, he looks like he moves slow, like molasses in the pocket. It is live from Heinz Field. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Steelers laying the points because I think that this is not the same Legion of Boom defense that we saw in the early 2010s. This is a different Seahawks defense. I think the Steelers are going to throw the ball all over them. I think that hopefully Ben Roethlisberger will have some protection from his offensive line where he can get the ball out to Chase Claypool. There are missing Juju Smith-Schuster, who's going to have some more time to make some TikTok videos. But with that being said, I like the Steelers at home. What do you think?
I don't know with it. This is like, I don't know which Steelers team is going to come out to play. Just have no idea. And Seattle's kind of the same thing. They're like, which teams do you like? But there's something about this where I'm just like, I think Seattle's going to cover. So I'm going to take the 5 because I just don't.
I'll fix this. Hold on.
I don't know. I think they're going to cover. Geno looked good. I know it's different, playing that full game. I think I'm going to take them. I'm going to take the 5 here and just hope that, I think everybody's healthy for Pittsburgh, though. I mean, obviously Juju's out, but like Claypool and everybody's going. But I don't know. I'm just going to stick with this and take the 5.
Of course he would like tight ends. He was one.
Yeah, like Ben Coates, man. That was where I started off. That was one of my favorites of all time.
Did you have a Ben Coates jersey as well when you were a kid?
I did have a Ben Coates jersey. Yep. Drew Bledsoe jersey, too. I was like a Patriots fan back then.
I had a Derek Thomas jersey back in the day.
I think I had yours.
Reversible.
I still have yours, I think.
Whose jersey? My jersey?
I think I still have you. Yeah, I don't know how I got it, but I think I had it in my closet.
What do you mean?
You had a Derek Thomas jersey, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's reversible. It wouldn't be.
I know, and I'm pretty certain that I had it in my closet for a long, and I have no idea why, unless you just left it at my house one day. Huh?
You took my Derek Thomas jersey?
I think I did. Yeah.
I probably left it over there when I was like 14.
You probably did, and it's been in my closet. I don't think I've ever worn it once, but I remember seeing that in my closet. Yeah.
We'll find it. Spartans defense has given up 20.5 points a game. All right, on to our last
tough schedule.
Tonight. It is the Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans. We're at Monday Night Football. We're waiting for the Manning cast to come back. Those are fun. I do enjoy them. I wasn't really big on Steve Levy and the other Brian Greasy. They're just kind of boring to me. With that being said, I think that a lot of people are taking the Bills in this one, and I think that because the Titans are home, they have a good rushing attack. They've been very, very inconsistent, but I can see them maybe not winning this game, but I think it's going to be close. I'm taking the Titans plus 5.5. What do you think?
I actually like that. I just saw that Julio was back. I don't know, but like Buffalo, in my opinion, is the best team right now. I mean, they are the best team in the league. Am I right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't think we can really argue that. So I'm just going to take them laying the points. It's Monday night. I'm just going to continue taking them. I don't really know, but I do think that this is going to be closer than people think, but I'm going to still take the 5.5. Hopefully they win by 6 or 7.
All right, folks. You know what time it is. It's time for that
hot dog of the week.
All right, so my hot dog of the week is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars getting the first win of the season. What do you think?
I'm going with the Chargers.
The Chargers, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't see the end of Urban Meyer yet. I think that he's going to at least give it a whole season, and we'll see what happens from there. But with that being said, it is our mega parlay time. So let's see what 4 teams we selected, or 4 picks. My mega parlay is going to be the Chiefs football team over 54, the Texans Colts over 43.5, the Browns -3, and the Steelers -5 for a total of plus 1228. And Mike, and we'll look at yours now.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins laying 3. I got the Chargers straight up, like I said before, the Cowboys Pats under, and I have the Bills at 5.5. Oh well, I took it. So that's the one I think I'm more scared about. But
that's why I was kind of wondering, because you actually picked a high. I did parlay, plus 1537. That's high, man.
I know, but
usually ours in like the 1200s.
I'm confident with the Pats game. I'm confident with the Chargers. Pretty confident with the Dolphins. And that Bills game I couldn't figure out that 4th one, and I was like, let's just go with the best team. Why not?
All right. Let's finish the show talking to see what our fans have to say. Let's see. We got Todd Bagnall in here. He says, love the show, guys. Shout out to the hangar in Cos's background where he keeps his only for special occasions.
Oh, nice. I see that now. Actually, I could use that. I got an itch on my back.
Anyone else watching Halloween Kills? I'm going to watch it soon. Letdown game for Buffalo. Julio is trash. Does this mean a chick shows how far she can take a hot dog?
Wait, what were you saying before? You said something about Halloween?
Mark wants to know if anyone is watching Halloween Kills.
I thought you were going to watch that.
Yeah, but I have a show to do, guys. I couldn't.
You talked about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll probably watch it tomorrow, but no spoilers, please. Does this mean a chick shows how far she can take a hot dog? Maybe we'll do that next week. Any questions? Any type of trivia for me, folks?
I made it.
You made what? Yeah, the whole time. Got a bad rash on my arm from working outside.
There you go.
Sucks. Mom, Dad, Uncle Frank, where are you guys?
That's it.
Well, Mike, I'm really proud of you for your your connections lasting the whole time.
I know. I'm proud of myself. That means it's going to be a good week.
There were a few teams on buys this week. I believe the Saints are on a buy.
Yep.
Falcons. Who else is on a buy?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll worry about it next week.
Yeah.
And I don't get that where that line's from.
It's the movie. I have no clue.
All right, folks. We're done for tonight. Everybody can stay lit. Have a great time. Bye-bye.